Hey everyone, so I'm really sorry, I still feel awful today, but I disabled the comments on my Ask Me a Question video yesterday because I already had like 15 questions, and I thought if I go beyond that, this video is going to get ridiculously long, so please bear with me. I will do another one, a bit further down the track, but I want to answer these questions. Okay, so question number one, I have like them all written down here, there's tons. Question number one is, how do you stay fresh and clean during a period? Personally, all I do is I just kind of bath. I prefer baths to showers. I'm just one of those people who prefers them. I bath pretty much every day during my period. Maybe one day I won't, but at least every other day during my period. Stay fresh, and I usually use a cup just after I go out of the bath because I feel like you stay cleaner for long that way. I never wash my hair on my period. I just have this thing. I don't know why, I just never wash it on my period. So, I don't like showering on my period, I don't know why. Anyway, number two, do you prefer using menstrual cups or reusable pads? I love both just as much, but when I'm going out, I prefer menstrual cups. When I'm at home, I prefer cloth pads, so I don't think I can really elaborate on that. Three, if you go upside down when using a cup, won't the blood go back up your cervix? I've shortened some of these, by the way, just to make it simpler. No, the blood won't go back up your cervix. I have danced and done handstands and flips in a menstrual cup. You cannot feel anything. You don't notice anything. So, no, there's the answer to that. How do you tell if your cup's popped open? There really is only one way to do this, and I don't have a cup on me now, but basically you have the menstrual cup, and you've inserted your menstrual cup, and it's inside you. The only way you can really, or the only way I know you can tell if it's popped open, is to insert your finger up next to the cup and run it the entire around the rim. If it's pushing against your finger the entire way and you can't feel it bent in at all, then it's popped open. Bear in mind, though, the top of your vaginal wall is actually flat. It's not a complete cylinder, completely circular, so bear that in mind. 5. Can I do another stash video? Yeah, I can. I'm just waiting for just a few more pads because I have stopped buying them. Like she says, she'll probably go and buy another couple, but I have significantly reduced them because I am now literally having to pack them into my cupboard. Sorry, this is shaking. I'm doing this in bed. I still feel crap. 6. How would you deal with cloth pads if you still went to school? The same way I deal with them when I go out. I'd have a wet bag. I'd have at least 3 pads in my wet bag. Probably the regular to heavy. On my heavy and heavy. Well, I don't really have a heavy day anymore. But on my heaviest day, I definitely use just heavies because you can wear them for longer. And I would change them at break time and then at lunchtime. And maybe the end of the day, that's when I got home. So, I'd always have that there. 7. What cloth pads / menstrual cup brands were discreet in packaging that I've received so far? Pretty much, I can't really remember them, but I don't think any of them, apart from maybe Enviromenstrual, which has reusable menstrual products stamped across the front. Apart from that, I don't think any of them were particularly indiscreet. It's the customs, but to be honest, it's in such small print, someone literally has to really scan the package to find it. And I didn't notice it at all. It's just the customs. The actual people don't have anything to do with it. So, yeah. So it's probably be a long video. My neck's got a crick in it. What would you recommend in buying... reusables that you're just starting out using? What's my mum written here? Sorry, I got her to dictate to me anyway. What would you recommend in buying reusables if you're just starting out using it? I would recommend you if you're using menstrual cups, if you want to use a menstrual cup, do your research. You need to test how high your cervix is. It's not the most pleasant thing, but some people seem to think it's disgusting, but you do have to insert your finger into your vagina and see if you can feel it, and it depends how high it is. If you can only get into the first knuckle of your finger, you've got a very low cervix. If you get into this one, it's a low cervix. This is actually where I can get mine into. If you can get into here and just touch it, then you've got a high cervix, so you can't touch it at all. You've got a very high cervix, and it feels slightly different as well. You can tell it's your cervix because it feels completely different to the rest of it. And yeah, do your research. Think about your flow and all of that sort of stuff. For pads, get at least 2 or 3 different brands when you're starting out. Don't just buy one brand because you never know, that might not work at all for you, that brand. And then you've got a ton of pads, that you don't like, or it might put you off reusables altogether. So at least with 2 or 3, you've got the chance that one of them might work a bit better for you. and it will be better than disposables anyway, so just do that. And I would recommend you need at least 15 to handle an entire flow with you washing them pretty constantly. I would recommend you want 20 for a full stash though, so you're well prepared. And a mixture of different absorbencies, depending on your flow type. What fabrics are best for making cloth pads? Should you avoid any fabrics? The only ones I can really think of avoiding is jeans. Jeans are just, no, don't go there. Cotton's really good. You can use flannel, it's really good. Toweling for the inside. Fleece is really good. Fleece is moisture resistant. You can use PUL, but it's a little bit more difficult to get hold of, so I would definitely recommend you use fleece, and a good quality fleece at that. Don't use microfleece. I use microfleece because I use PUL, and it keeps the pads incredibly thin. So that's why I use that, but it's not as moisture resistant as anti-pill fleece. You want to use anti-pill fleece. 10. Do you know anything about menstrual sponges used on your period during intercourse? I have heard of them. They become a Qigong or something like that. I don't actually know anyone who's tried them, but I've heard that they work well. And they're basically a little sponge. It looks a little bit like a marshmallow, in my opinion. And it goes at the top of covers the edge of your cervix, and apparently you can have sex with it. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm not sexually active. Do you have any little brothers or sisters that are curious about cloth pads? I don't have any little brothers and sisters, and I never let my parents forget it, because it is the worst thing in my life. I absolutely hate being an only child. I wish I'd had a brother or sister, to be perfectly honest. And if they were, they would have no choice. They would have to be interested in this, because I never stopped talking about it to my parents. Yeah, if any of you have one child and are considering having a second, have a second. I used to cry. I hated it that much. Trust me, the summer holidays, which, yeah, someone asked me that. Vacation and holidays over here mean the same thing. You know, we don't say vacation, we say we're going on holiday. Same thing as going on vacation. Bear that in mind. But yeah, I would always wanted a little brother or sister. So I will probably have about 3 kids. Yeah. 12, do you have any advice about what to do for girls who don't know much about what to do when they start their periods? Don't panic. I mean, I was over the moon when I got it, but just don't panic and don't worry about it. Every girl does it. It's nothing unusual you're going through. Just make sure you're prepared, you know, have pads, whether it's using reusables or disposables, make sure you've got enough to last you your first time. I'm not going to say don't use a menstrual cup or don't use a tampon the first time, because when I was told about periods, I was told, you know, oh, you want to wait a couple of months before you use tampons, maybe in a couple of years. I used tampons on my first period. It really has no, you know, there's no thing you should or shouldn't do. 13, does it hurt to take out a menstrual cup? Also, which cup is best if I live in Canada? You can pretty much get all the cups except the Juju cup, I believe, whether in America or Canada or something. I know Feminine Wear sell them, and Luxury Mean. I think Feminine Wear's got the best stock I've seen so far. But yeah, I'd recommend that. Best, it doesn't hurt to take out a menstrual cup if you do it right. There's a special technique you can do, and I will do a video on this. Basically, you take the cup out, and just as it's, you know, here's the entered your vagina and like your vagina inside. Your cup's just inside. You just put it out here. What you want to do is you want to bend the cup so that they've got the center of the cups folded in, and you pull the cup out like that. Then it won't hit your urethra, or you kind of tilt it down and out. But if you pull it out slowly, it shouldn't hurt. 14. What is your stance on sex before marriage? I'm not opposed to the idea of sex before marriage. I probably won't wait for marriage, but I am very strong of the opinion that for me, I really want to wait to have sex with someone who I really like. You know, I don't want to just leave it to anybody, because I do actually know someone who was raped, and when she started talking about things, she said the one thing she really wished, and she didn't really consider, was that before that happened to her, she didn't really think about her virginity as being anything important, but now she really wishes she could have, you know, given it to someone special. So that I want to kind of like learn through don't want what she went through to be completely, you know, what's the word? And it's always been important to me. So yeah, that's one of my stances. And the last question: what is the best natural waterproof bottom there for a cloth pad? There's PUL and polyester, as this person mentioned, but they're not natural. The only natural thing I know about is rubber. A very thin layer of rubber can be used. And the only pad company I know who use it is EcoFem. So yeah, that's pretty much it on my questions. I will do another one later on, as I said. Sorry, I feel so crappy right now. I've got a cold, everyone in the house is sick, which is why I'm doing this in my bedroom. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message. Oh, please make sure your contact lock is not on when you're sending me a message on YouTube, because otherwise I can't reply back and it just gets into this mess. And yeah, I am kind of busy at the moment. You know, I get a lot of questions, but I always try and respond to them, but I won't respond to questions which I think I kind of answered in the video. But if it's a personal question, I'm more than happy to answer it. Okay guys, thanks for watching and sticking with me. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.